Oh, wait. Happy Veterans Day.
Yeet.
Yeet.
All right, y'all, let's get it, man. Hey, man, welcome to the Throwdown, man, episode 170. I'm your host, Ben Brandon from the Block, where you want to call me, man, here with another episode. Hey, man, we're going to talk about the NFL Week 10 recap, the highs, the lows, what happened this week. But let's get straight into it, man. Your champ, what's going on?
Good day to be here, man. Look, man, normally you will hear me complain about the weather, but I'm so happy that it's getting cold down here because that heat was about to burn me up down south. BRF, you can vouch for me on that. It was the hottest summer that you ever want to have. So hot, sundress season got canceled. So I'm so happy that we got a chance to get some good weather. So other than that, man, a privilege, a pleasure, and an honor to be here amongst the greatest talents that we've seen on the sports networks, man. Great to be here. Thanks for inviting me, Brandon.
For sure. Your bro, what's going on?
Yeah, nothing much. Obviously, we're going to talk about my enjoyment of yesterday. Kind of like what Chip said, I never thought I'd actually be excited for rain. Never thought that in a million years because last night it rained in my area, and that was also our first measurable downfall in over 40 days since September 28th. It's like the longest streak in my area's history without rain. But also, especially knowing what type of day it is today, Chip, thank you, and happy Veterans Day.
Thank y'all. Without y'all, there is no us. I appreciate you. And shout out to Sports Talk as well, man, wherever he is.
Oh,
man.
yeah. Shout out to him, too. Yo, BRF, what's going on?
Life is good. Can't complain. Always enjoy getting on here with y'all fellas. So I'm just ready to hop into it and have some fun. And hope we don't blow up too much and don't have too many hot takes. Too many. Hopefully not too many pipe bombs tonight. So I'm ready to have a little fun tonight.
Pipe bombs? What is this? The IRA? Let me give Michael Collins a call real quick. Hey man, you feel like taking down the British? Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, the right topic, somebody will get taken down for sure.
Yo, Lee, what's going on, man?
What's going on with y'all? Of course, undisputed champ, Atlanta's Georgia's own. Happy Veterans Day. Definitely salute BR. It's been a while. I've been locking into my page, trying to get my subs up on my joint. It's basketball season. Broad, we owe the Eagles an ass whipping, man, but we're going to take care of that later, man. But I appreciate y'all taking care of the trash in the NFC East. And, of course, Brandon, man, always appreciated to being on your show. That last episode, that was a killer. That was a killer. There was a lot of nonsense being said, but I'm glad we on the Monday. I gotta wait for the Wednesday for something more crazier to be said because I done heard some crazy shit. But that Steph take, oh my god,
woo!
That was wild.
Leaf, can we get to that Wednesday, bro? Please.
Yeah. We gonna get to that.
Get that Wednesday, bro.
Yeah, because I barely watched any of the games yesterday. I kind of was just surfing channels. We had the week off, much needed. But we gonna be back, because we know the Bears are who we thought they were, and the Lions, as good as they are,
right?
We're gonna take care of business.
Yeah, okay, Coach. Okay, Coach Green. The Bears are who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field.
Broad. Remember, you got to keep that in mind when it comes to late in the season. When it comes to the Bears, the Vikings, and the Lions, they are who we thought they were.
I mean, I found the Bears right here.
Wow.
I found the
But,
proof
hey,
right
man.
here for you.
Hey, man.
I'm not gonna stay too long.
Good this year, and some people in here thought I was nuts.
Mm.
I'm not gonna stay too long. I'm about to surprise my little brother for his birthday at Red Lobster in a minute. I'm just waiting, scoping out in the parking lot. That's all.
For sure. All right, man. Let's get straight into it, man. The Pittsburgh Steelers, bro. That's the title of the show today. Let Russ cook. Man, Steelers beat the Commanders 28-27. Russell Wilson had a good game, threw for 3 touchdowns. George Pickens being George Pickens, you know. I just want to hear from y'all, man. So Steelers are 7-2 right now. We know Russ ain't on it in his prime no more, none of that. But I just want to hear from y'all. Are the Steelers a contender? Are the Steelers a contender?
Yeah. If you really want me to be honest with you, look, we may not like the Steelers, but you gotta admit, man, look, Mike Tomlin, he's a candidate for Coach of the Year because the thing is, everybody thought he had gone senile. They thought that he had made a mistake in bringing in Russell Wilson as well as Justin Fields. A lot of cats thought he had made a mistake. I remember even the guy he coached, Ryan Clark, said he needed to go somewhere else and coach. But now they're sitting at 7-2 right now. And the funniest thing about it is with Russell Wilson at the helm these last few games, ever since he started, the Steelers have averaged almost 30 points a game.
Sure.
They've averaged almost 30 points a game. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do down the stretch because you got to play Lamar twice. You got to play Cincinnati twice. You got the Chiefs. You got a real gauntlet coming up for you. But as far as right now, if we living for the right now, I mean, hey, let Russ cook, man. Hey, I expected Russ to do a little bit, but I didn't expect him to cook a steak egg, a cheese steak, eggs, and Welch's grape. I didn't expect that. I'm just gonna be real with you. I didn't expect him to cook all that, then bring out the bread and wine and the charcuterie board. I didn't expect all that. But the thing is this, Russ has been doing damn good, man. And quite frankly, I'm glad. Because guess what, man? Hey, there's a lot of struggling out there in Denver right about now. And quiet as it's kept, Bo Nix in that offense haven't scored more than 14 points these last few games. Right. So I mean, hey, Russ out here cooking. Meanwhile, the Denver Broncos getting check cash and charged the fee. So I mean, what it is. So I mean, but I gotta say this, man. Big ups to that defense. That defense is playing very, very well. George Pickens, although he be wilding at times, he's playing at a premium. A lot of magnificent acrobatic catches. And I have to say this, man. Look, that dual threat at running back, although it doesn't look spectacular, like I said, it doesn't look spectacular. It gets the job done. Najee Harris and Tyler Warren will get the job done. So they're not Bijan and Aguilar, but they get the job.
All right. Go ahead.
You know, when I was watching that game, like, obviously it was an offensive, like, firepower shootout in the first half. And then, like, what I noticed the Commanders, the Steelers defense really did start taking over because minus, like, the first drive of the first half, that Commanders offense got really stagnant just out of nowhere. And watching the Commanders, like, this entire season, you're watching it, you're like, whoa. Because, like, we've been so used to them being firepower, dynamics, this, that, not necessarily being stagnant. But, I mean, the defense came up clutch for the Steelers. There was controversy on that 4th down call, but, you know, to each their own. Johnny Newton, fortunately, that's a rookie mistake, and he's going to learn from that. But are they a Super Bowl contender now? Yes, but I don't want to comfortably say yes, looking at the back half of their schedule.
Right, it's hard.
Because they have all 6 division games in their schedule. Plus, they got to come to Philly, and then they host Kansas City on Christmas.
Damn, but that game that's gonna be a movie. That game gonna be a movie right there, boy. But hey, Hey, Leaf, what's your thoughts, man? Did we get to BRF?
Yeah. My bad. I was just watching somebody do donuts in the parking lot. But yeah. So, crazy out here in a Red Lobster, David Buster's, Old Navy parking lot, and however many stores. It's a Chick-fil-A out here too.
Amazing what you'll do for some cheddar biscuits.
Definitely. Don't forget about Chick-fil-A. We got the Chick-fil-A right across too. But
Cool.
Yeah. We got
My pleasure.
yeah, definitely. It's Gateway Center over in Brooklyn, over in Canarsie portion of Brooklyn. But I didn't really watch the game. But Champ, you have heard me many times on another channel, and I don't give a damn, and I don't believe in nothing that Russell Wilson does after week 12. You know what I'm saying? So like, what week is this? This is week 10, and I stand to my promise. Anything after week 11 or week 12, I don't believe in Russell Wilson. I didn't believe in him years ago when after that Super Bowl loss. My bad, Brandon. Sorry about that. Sorry to bring that up. I didn't believe in him after that, and I didn't believe in him when they kept calling him an MVP candidate for the first 8 weeks of each season, and then every week afterwards, he always took a dump. Who's that?
This just got posted on Three's Instagram. Legendary former USC head football coach John Robinson has passed away at the age of 89 years old.
Oh man!
Wow,
A lot of deaths, bro.
Wow. Yeah, R.I.P. to but to finish, I didn't really watch. I peeped into the game, but Washington offense didn't look as sturdy and everything as it was in the weeks past, and I kind of saw it fall off a bit, you know what I mean? But I didn't see that drastic fall off. Pittsburgh definitely does have a defense, but the rest of the schedule is looking very, very harsh for them. Broad, you brought it up. You brought up the games that they had, and it looked like they're gonna have to figure out how to turn chicken shit into chicken salad. In these next so forth weeks, man. So do I believe in Russell Wilson? Absolutely not. I mean, he has been putting up 30 these last couple of weeks. But ever since the good old game over in that dome, I call it the Bow Wow in the I call that the Bow Wow in the future game. I've been standing on 10 toes about Russell Wilson, and I know for a fact that he is going to fall. He's going to slip and fall and bust his face. And he needs to get out of that quarter. It's only going to take a matter of time. Y'all just got to wait for it.
Mr. Unlimited. Ah, shit.
Yep. Yeah. Nah, champ, you being a Falcons game. Oh, you remember that game. Oh, you remember
Mr.
that game.
Unlimited.
You remember the Bow Wow future game. You remember that.
You is wild, bro.
You remember that game.
Wild. And y'all be talking about me with the pipe bombs, that damn Leaf.
Yeah, Leaf wild. Leaf is wild. But we all go on here, bro.
Okay. All right.
Yo.
When I look at that game yesterday, I look at it from the standpoint of, I mean,
I'm about to go surprise my brother, man.
All right, Leaf.
All right, Leaf, peace out, bro. All right, so I look at that game, and I'm like, even though Washington's offense has been it's been really, really good, we still look at their offense, the offensive line as kind of like one of the weak links of that team, and it's kind of one of those situations where it's like an elite pass rush like the Pittsburgh Steelers can expose the weaknesses that you possess in your offensive line, which is pretty much what they, even though they still put up points, that was pretty much what they were doing, getting Jaden Daniels off his spot a lot, making him scramble in situations that he might not have wanted to scramble in, and Pittsburgh were definitely putting pressure on him. And shout out to Terry McLaurin for still putting up 100 yards. Terry McLaurin has been balling out this year, so shout out to him. But I mean, yeah, that was definitely one of those games where it's like, I think now you have to look at the Washington Commanders offense, and it's like, even though they showed yesterday that a really good pass rush can really kind of put the screws to them, and particularly if you can take the running game away from the Commanders and and kind of take away the play action and to a certain extent the threat of the run from Jaden Daniels himself, then you can definitely do something on defense. And you can definitely force him into making plays that he don't necessarily want to make. But I definitely still think at the end of the day that was a really good game, and for that game to come down the way it did, I mean, shout out to. I mean, hey, look, I know Leaf was talking about Russ and how his late game standards his late season standards aren't necessarily to be trusted, but we're not there yet. So right now we got to shout him out for what he's doing. George Pickens looks like a completely different receiver with Russell Wilson at the helm at quarterback. And I can't believe I'm going to do this. Champ knows exactly where I'm about to go. Shout out to Arthur Smith for remembering how to call offensive plays.
Cool.
Shout out to Arthur Smith for remembering how to call offensive plays. Russell Wilson fits this scheme, what he wants to call, and he's calling plays, and they're making it work. Russell Wilson fits the scheme. I think that was a lot of the reason why I say if Arthur Smith didn't get fired, Atlanta fans wanted to really possibly consider, taking a flyer out on a Russell Wilson if Arthur Smith didn't get fired down here. And you're kind of seeing it because Russell Wilson has definitely him and George Pickens have become like one of the top tier duos in the National Football League in terms of sheer performance and chemistry and understanding what each other's going to do at any given time. So you got to give a shout out to them for that. But what I take, and another thing as far as like late in the games that they have coming up from this point forward, this is what I'll say. The thing about the Pittsburgh Steelers, it's like even if they don't win the division, it still kind of feels like they have like a mental lock on mainly the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh and the Baltimore Ravens. Because it's like no matter how it's going for either one of those teams, it's like when they run into the Pittsburgh Steelers, particularly the Baltimore Ravens. I think Pittsburgh's 7-1 in their last 8 against Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what team Baltimore is fielding when they come up to the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers has always been their kryptonite. And honestly, it wouldn't shock me if nothing else, they split the season series again, or if Pittsburgh beats them both times. At some point, sometimes it doesn't matter how good your offense is playing. It's like when a team has that mental edge on you, like what Pittsburgh has with Baltimore right now, it doesn't matter. Like you could be all world offense. A team like Pittsburgh, when they play you, they know how to scheme you. They scheme you better. They just seem to make more plays than Baltimore when they play up against each other. Mm-hmm. So even though it's definitely going to be a gauntlet for them late in the season, don't be shocked if Pittsburgh wins the AFC North. Just don't be shocked. Do not be shocked if they win the AFC. Do not be shocked if they win the AFC North, because that's just the Mike Tomlin mentality and what he's instilled into his players. It's like no matter what's going on, believe that we're gonna beat somebody, believe we're gonna take somebody down, regardless of how they're doing at the time. That's just a mentality, and that's why he's been able to succeed as long as he's had with this franchise, and that's why they're succeeding now. So definitely shout out to Mike Tomlin. He's definitely a top coach of the year candidate for me. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the season to see what Pittsburgh is going to do. I think those Pittsburgh-Baltimore games are going to do what they do best, which is feed families, because they're usually always good. So I'm just excited to see what the rest of the season is going to how it's going to unfold. I'm excited to see it.
For sure. What's going on, Maddie?
Yeah, what's good?
What's up? Hey, man, we talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Do you think the Pittsburgh Steelers are a contender?
In the playoffs, no, I don't. But in the regular season, they're obviously going to be one of the top teams, just like they always are. I mean, even though coming into the year, it didn't make much sense for them to be above, Cincinnati or Baltimore. I still had them up there just because of the fact that that one guy on the sideline, he's always going to put them in contention to get a playoff spot. Maybe they could win a playoff game. Who knows? Just need to wait and see, because I still don't think the sample size of Russell Wilson is enough to go off of just yet. I think if we were able to see more of him in the black and yellow, we could definitely get more of a feel for like what really is this Steelers team, because I feel like we're still like trying to figure it out. Like, we know who Mike Tomlin is and we know what he brings at this point. It's more of the consistency that this offense is going to sustain. Is Najee Harris going to keep having great games? Is Russell Wilson going to turn into what he did last year? Or is this just another, like, first 5 games Russ MVP candidate and then falls off from there on out? I think that's the only thing I'm really looking for Pittsburgh. And if Russ does stay locked in, then this is a contender for sure.
For sure. All right, y'all, let's get straight into it, man. We're gonna talk about the Sunday night football game. I don't know how the Lions pulled this off. 5 interceptions thrown by Jared Goff. Was down by 16 at halftime. And they still won 26-23. What's your thoughts on this game, man?
Houston Texans, congratulations. You are the second team. I don't know if it's NFL history, but at least since the 1970 Chicago Bears to choke away a 15-plus point lead when the opposing quarterback throws five plus interceptions. November 29th, 1970. Baltimore Colts, Chicago Bears. Johnny Unitas. You could actually look it up. It's actually scary that Goff's lines and Unitas' lines from that game were actually somewhat identical. I think Unitas threw like 8 more yards than Goff. He had like 248, and I think Goff had 240. Both had 2 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and their team still won that game. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's foreshadowing either, but this would be a hella funny coincidence. That Colts team actually went on to win the Super Bowl. So,
that's the Thunder Bowl, right?
So if the Lions win the Super Bowl, that'd be pretty funny. That'd be a funny coincidence. But I mean, like Houston. Good Lord, we overrated the hell out of Houston.
Yeah.
Also, at the same time, you got to give credit to the Lions for their results.
You do.
Quarterback's having a terrible game, probably the worst game of his career, and you still were able to rally back and get the win.
It's crazy.
Jared Goff is so bad. That was one of the best games of his career. I'm not going to lie.
Hey.
Shut up.
Basically, what happened is the Houston Texans turned back the hands of times and became the Houston Oilers. Remember, the Houston Oilers was known for giving up huge leads. So the only thing they did was just reverted back to their old ways. And I'm just gonna be real. To add what Broad said, that is only the third quarterback in the 2000s the third quarterback since 1991 to throw 5 INTs and win. The other 2 are Matty Ice and Tony Romo.
Let's go.
So
shout out to Matt Ryan. Okay.
Ryan.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's also the first time that I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the first time that a quarterback has thrown 5 interceptions in a game since Roethlisberger in 2017 against the Jaguars.
Sure.
And speaking of the Oilers, the player with the most 5 interception games ever is George Blanda. He had 8 of them for the Oilers and 10 of them in his career.
Oh my God.
Damn, I mean, in the great words of Major Payne, what's the matter? You can't see either. I mean, damn. But I digress. But look. The Oilers, the Texans got a lot of soul searching to do because luckily they're in a weak division right now. And none of the other quarterbacks are very damn good. So that's where they're lucky. But as far as recapturing that magic last year that they had, it looks like the league kind of caught up to them at this point.
Yeah.
It looks like the league caught up to them.
I just thought about this because I put it in the group chat earlier. Yeah, that CJ Stroud take that he had on whatever, I think it was Bleacher Report's podcast with the dude and Michael Parsons about the AFC South being one of the best divisions of football. That aged horribly.
Yeah, aged like old root beer, but I digress. Look, they got a lot of soul searching to do, man. You know, luckily they just got Nico Collins back. They just got him back. They should do well down the stretch. Like I said, this division is not very good in the AFC South. I mean, they're not going very good. They're not very good. So it's still their division for the taking. They're still going to make the playoff regardless, in my humble opinion. But as far as Detroit goes, are we at the bottom? You got to ask yourself, is that foreshadowing, like Broad said, at the end of the Bobby Lane curse? Because the thing is, the only team that has been overcoming INTs like that is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, Patrick Mahomes hasn't thrown that many in a game, but whenever your quarterback is that off, and you still manage to win the game, that's nothing short of amazing. And big shout out to Jake Bates, fresh out of Houston.
Oh my God!
So
two of them.
Yes, y'all remember what he was doing just last year, right?
He was a brick salesman.
He was selling bricks.
That sounds like such. Like I'm not trying to obviously shit on brick salesmen, but that just sounds like such a depressing job.
It depends on if you depends on where you're selling a Home Depot or with Gucci. You just never know.
Actually, he sells them for Lowe's.
Oh, okay.
Keep it. I work at Lowe's. Keep it out. Keep it out. Keep it out. Keep it out. I work at Lowe's. Keep it out.
Fine, he sells them at Ace. God.
So, Maddie, what's your thoughts, man, on this game?
Yeah. So I don't think the Texans are replicating the same magic that they did last year, but a lot of that is due to injury. Like they haven't had Nico Collins for the past couple weeks. Laramie Tunsil's banged up. Stephon Diggs is done for the year. They didn't have Will Anderson yesterday. Like that's a lot of key pieces that you're missing. And I mean that alone, like CJ Stroud, like I'm not gonna lie, we can't excuse CJ Stroud either. Like I feel like CJ Stroud and his turnovers yesterday are kind of overshadowed by the fact that the quarterback on the other side of the field was turned the ball over more than him. CJ Stroud was literally giving it right back to them. And for a quarterback last year who, as a rookie, did a very good job taking care of the ball, like that's something that he should try to keep up a little bit more. I still haven't watched the film on that game, so I can't really pinpoint like where he was struggling, but I'm assuming those picks were his fault, which they looked like they were from the broadcast angle. Like, yeah, that CJ Stroud definitely needs to lock in. This run game is still terrible. I've been saying this for a while now. Joe Mixon is good. This offensive line is bad. Kenyon Green sucks. He's done for the year. So now Kendrick Green, I think, is their backup.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible.
Yeah.
As for the Detroit Lions, I was on TikTok Live last Thursday and with my top 5 MVP candidates. Oh my God, there was people saying Jared Goff should be an MVP candidate, and then I was talking about how I was talking about how there's like there's at least 3 players, including a coach, 3 people in the Detroit Lions offensive personnel that is more valuable to that team than Jared Goff, and that's Penei Sewell, Frank Ragnow, and Ben Johnson. There's people in my chat genuinely saying, like, chat of 500 people, all of them saying Jared Goff is more valuable to the Detroit Lions than Ben Johnson. Like
that's right.
Like how? Like listen. I wish I could go back and talk to all those people who said that. And can you explain this? Like how are the Detroit Lions able to win a football game with their quarterback throwing 5 picks and still actually having like not a terrible offense? Because I'm not gonna lie, even though like those 5 picks were bad, the offense in general, I've seen worse offensive games. Their run game was good the entire night.
I don't think. I mean, unless Jared Goff is handing the ball off to Jahmyr Gibbs in some special way that I don't see. No, Jared Goff sucks. That's my point.
Wow. Hey, Kieran just wanted me to tell y'all that he said Jared Goff is a bum. But BRF, go ahead, bro.
Man, the crazy part about this, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I fell asleep on the rest of that game. I actually fell asleep on the rest of that game. I really did. I woke up. I woke up, watched the highlights of the game, and I'm looking at myself and I'm like, Houston, what the hell are we doing? What are we doing? And like I went back and looked at some of the game, like going back to CJ Stroud, even though I think he had some turnovers early, like the first 2.5 quarters, 3/4 of the game, he looked more confident. He was like hitting his guys. He was like, I mean, like he looked like a different quarterback. And the next thing you know, I just see it's like what are we doing? You have no business. You have no business. I don't care if it's the Detroit Lions. You have no business blowing this game. You have no business blowing this game. Even without Will Anderson, they were still knocking the daylights out of Jared Goff. Even without Will Anderson, they were still hitting that man in the mouth all game, even without him, because you still got Danielle Hunter. So they were still hitting him in the mouth, and still making plays, and still forcing turnovers. It's like, are the Detroit Lions still the favorites in the NFC? Absolutely, they are. But the thing is, like, I don't know. I feel like, in a way, Detroit kind of exposed themselves a little bit last night, because now if you're deep, I mean, I think that's pretty much been Jared Goff's MO anyway. Like throughout his career, like a lot of quarterbacks, they're in rhythm quarterbacks. You get them off their spot, you pressure them, you get them off their spot is when they do stupid stuff. So I mean, that's kind of been the Jared Goff MO, and like you see teams like Philly who are fast on defense. You see teams like a San Francisco, if they can get back in the running, who are fast on defense, that are looking at that game last night and thinking, Detroit's not as invincible as we thought they were a couple of weeks ago. We can get them. We can get them. So now Detroit is still the favorite because I feel like this game is more of an anomaly more than an exception more than the rule. But that was just because you're not gonna get lucky like that all the time. That's one of those where you just. Man, I don't know what to say about the. I don't know what to say about the Houston Texans. That's one of those losses that could really shoot them in their mental for the rest of the season if they let it. Because no reason you should be blowing a lead like that with the way they were pressuring Jared Goff and the way they were making plays on defense. That's just that's one of those games that if you let it, it could sink you for the rest of the year. I hope it don't. Because honestly, at the end of the day, Houston should still run away with the AFC South because regardless of how they've been playing, no other team in that division wants it. I mean, it's clear as day. Nobody else wants it because they're all mid to terrible in that division, so nobody else wants it.
Right.
But they need to, boy, like Champ said, a lot of soul searching. Because they went from a team that could be one of those teams that could possibly have an offense that could dethrone like a Kansas City or a Baltimore to a team that can you win a first round playoff game?
Right. Hey, Grippy, this is crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all got LeBron turnovers, but without that that's crazy.
Oh,
that's wild. Well, Coach, what's going on, man? What's good?
Go with it.
I mean,
what's up? What's your thoughts on the Lions and Texas game, bro? Jared got through 5 interceptions, but the Lions still managed to win that game.
I ain't gonna lie, I really ain't even watch that game. I was too blown. I was like, but I mean, shit. I guess the Lions got exposed, and the game was game came out to the last wire, and I know they all of a sudden took it. So, but yeah, I was fucked up by yesterday, man. I really didn't even. But after we lost, yeah, I was like, yeah, fuck.
Okay, all right. PSP said, can Washington beat Philly? Shout out to PSP, by the way. Every Friday night he got his own show. Make sure y'all tap into his. But he said, can Washington beat Philadelphia Thursday night? Commanders are looking to get revenge not only for the loss against Pittsburgh, but being swept by Philadelphia last year. I think it's gonna be a good game. I still got the Eagles though, but that's just me.
I mean, obviously I'm taking my guys, but can they? Yes.
Okay. All right, bet. I want to talk about this Thursday night game that happened last week, bro. The Ravens and the Bengals, man. Jamar Chase. Oh my God. That man is when it comes to him and the Ravens, he be playing like he's the best receiver in the league. Against the Baltimore Ravens. Let me see how many yards this man got. He had
275 yards.
Yeah. And then he threw it, and he had that one, and there was like another one for like 50 or something. But Joe Burrow threw for 4 touchdowns, 428 yards. Jamar Chase had 11 receptions for 264 yards with 3 touchdowns. The Lamar Jackson threw for 4 touchdowns, 290 yards. Wallace, receiver, 3 receptions, 115 yards with a touchdown. Ravens won 35-34. What's your thoughts about this game, man?
Hey, man.
Joe Burrow, Taylor.
Look, I gotta say this, man. Number one, Jamar Chase is making his agent's job so much easier. He's making it easy and smooth for him because the only thing he has to do is point at that box score and point at them stats and show his guys the leading receiver in the league. That's all he has to do. That's all he has to do. And if you don't pay him, guess what? We can pay him in Magic City. That's all I got.
Oh my God!
Like, Chip, you're getting like Kenny level of annoyance with everybody's gonna go to your team.
Hey man, look,
I gotta be like Kenny level.
Hey, move, I gotta be sarcastic.
I said so. Move.
But anyway, bro, you know, hey, it's just fun and games, man. I do things out of fun and games.
I feel you.
But I'm gonna just be real. Lamar Jackson, man. Look, I think I said this on PSP's podcast, and I think it's even clipped, but I hate to keep regurgitating this information. But the offense, the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals was so scared of Lamar Jackson getting that ball back. He was just determined not to get him that ball back. He was determined, you're not getting this ball back at all.
That's as quarterbacky as you could get.
And yeah, that's about as quarterbacky as you can get. So, look, the last time I saw a coach that scared of a quarterback, the last time I saw it was the 4th and 4 game that the New England Patriots played against Peyton Manning. I think it was back in 2008. And Bill Belichick said, and they was on their own 20, and he said, "I'll go for it before I give Peyton Manning that ball back." And they was ahead.
Bro.
So they didn't come from behind; they was ahead. That's how scared and scary that Lamar Jackson is come. Shout out to Todd Monken, man. I know that already. Trey, chill out. Shout out to Todd Monken, man. I hate that we lost him at Georgia because now it's really, really showing. It's showing right now at that Georgia offense because without Todd Monken, we are definitely sputtering at this point. But he is definitely, when you talk about the recipe for winning, he is putting his foot in that Baltimore Ravens offense, man. That Baltimore Ravens offense, this is as deadly as I have ever seen Lamar and that offense, man. Now, granted, I think he should feed Derrick Henry a little bit more. That's what I believe.
Yeah,
but the thing is this, man, you're not going to get a better – this offense, and Lamar is at his scariest. And the thing is, week by week, he slowly but surely separated himself from the rest of the pack. It's like, okay, we got Jared Goff for him as in a 2-man race. Okay, Jared Goff just threw 5 interceptions. guess what? No more MVP talk for him for a while, at least. I mean, Josh Allen throws two yesterday. And although the Bills won, he was like, people start to, is you going back to your old ways? So really, if you really want me to be honest with you, outside of himself, the only person who has a shot, I believe, of winning the MVP is Lamar and his teammate, Derrick Henry. And we will put Saquon in there as well.
Champ, Josh Allen?
Joe Burrow?
Joe Burrow's not going to win the MVP. Look at his record.
I mean, true.
Yeah, he's going to win that with that record he has right now.
No, Burrow individually is definitely having an MVP caliber season, but he's just not going to win.
There's a difference in having Matt Ryan, my quarterback, had an MVP caliber season in 2018. He threw 30 touchdowns. He threw over 38 touchdowns and threw only 7 interceptions. Did he win the MVP?
Nope.
I saw Drew Brees throw for 5,000 yards in 3 consecutive years and lead the league in touchdown passes. Did he win the MVP?
No, as much as we hate to say it, Deshaun Watson had the same type of year in his last year with the Texans. He was amazing, but just Texans.
And yes, and he had one too. So guess what? If your record is not right and you're not at least in the playoff, you're not winning the MVP. And right now, I think the Baltimore Ravens are number 1 in that division right about now.
Yep.
No, Pittsburgh is.
Okay.
Yeah, Pittsburgh is. Oh, fuck.
Okay, yeah. So, and then like I said, they got to play this Thursday, right?
Yeah, they play against each other. Yeah.
Okay, they play this Thursday. So guess what? Guess what? It's gonna really go down to the nitty gritty. Lamar Jackson right now, the only person who can really match up with him right now is his own teammate, and like I said, I put Saquon Barkley as a dark horse MVP because I think that he legitimately has a shot at racing Derrick Henry in 2000 if they keep feeding him like they is, because they feeding the hell out of him.
Yeah, they is. Though.
Well, not yesterday, but yeah.
Well, not yesterday, but yeah. Normally they feed him all the food he can handle.
For sure. Coach, did we get the prize?
I'm gonna just say, man, Jamar Chase, man, that man had a hook. And then it's about to do a Julio on their ass, bro. 300. Shit. I was here for it. I'm like, man, go ahead and get it, man. And ain't nobody gonna see it well, I don't want to say that. I won't say that. Shit can get crazy. But yeah, man, this game but no. I'm not. Because I'm like, it's more football to go. Somebody might fuck around there. Somebody could fuck around, top it, maybe. I don't know. Just saying. I mean, he might top it him damn self, but yeah. But what Chan was saying, but they was not trying to get Lamar the ball. I'm like, bro, why the fuck do they keep going for it on 4th down, bro? Like, shit is wild. But hey, this game was Cincinnati wasn't going, but hey, Baltimore still took it on. So that's all I got to say.
What? For sure. Go ahead, Brian.
There are some guarantees in life. That matches Joe Burrow throwing 400 yards against the Ravens. The fact that he put up 400 yards and they still lost is insane.
Right.
Now, were there bad penalties on that 2-point conversion play that weren't called? Yes. But unfortunately, you can't change it, which is the sad part, because it was a great game, but now everyone is only going to remember this game as well. They're going to remember all the stats and stuff, but they're going to more remember this game of the Bengals got robbed.
Right. For sure.
But like, Bengals, hold on. The Bengals defense, like, you guys cannot play that lax when you're up 14. Like, yeah, Derrick Henry only had 68 yards on the ground, and Lamar had like 93 or 97 yards heading into the 4th quarter, and then he came alive out of nowhere. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And now it's all.
All right. Go ahead, BRF.
Man, let me tell you something. The combined scores of those 2 games between Baltimore and Cincinnati this year, I believe, is 76-72. That's how crazy it's been between these two this year. And just no, go ahead, bro, real quick.
So Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson are the two top passers, with Joe Burrow throwing for over 400 yards in that game on Thursday night. He is now the league's leading passer by 3 yards.
Man, that's hey man, that's what can you say, man? That's quarterback play. That's what that's what you want out of your quarterbacks. And shout out to Joe Burrow. Any other year, he's no worse than top 2 MVP candidate. Any other year. The problem is Bengals aren't winning games, and you have Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Derrick Henry all in front of you, in my opinion. With Saquon Barkley being the dark horse candidate, what he's doing in Philly this year. So I mean,
and not only are they like not winning games, they're starting off the season. They start every season slow as hell. Like, so it looks bad to begin with, and they recycle that shit. So that's another reason. But yeah, you need to keep going.
But I mean, yeah, and that's true. But I mean, if they're gonna turn it on, now would be the time to do it. Particularly when you got teams like when you got Pittsburgh, you got Baltimore. I feel like pretty much shoe-ins to get into the playoffs. And then you got a team like the LA Chargers playing good ball right. At the right time. You got and so it's like, if you're gonna get hot, now be the time to do it. If you want one of the particularly if you want like a wild card spot, if you're gonna do it, hey, let's go. It's time to get it. So but yeah, I mean, I expected nothing less from that game. Even when Cincinnati was up 21-7, I was like, watch Baltimore come back and either make it close and take the lead. And sure enough, next thing you know, it went from 21-7 to 21-20, in like 2 breaths. So I mean, it's like I expected nothing less. Lamar Jackson as a quarterback is playing out of his mind. This is the best he's ever looked playing quarterback. And considering he's won 2 MVPs, that's saying something, that this is the best he's ever looked at the quarterback position. But it's his arm, and basically it's just him making the insane throws that he's been making this year. Like what I've wanted to see from him more this year, which what I still felt like was his biggest weakness, was his throwing outside the hash marks. I still feel like it was one of his biggest things, and he's killing that this year. He's killing that this year. He is making all the throws this year. So right now you have to, if the season ended today, even though I love what Josh Allen is doing and I love what he is doing, what he means in terms of the definition of being the most valuable player in terms of that award, I would give it to Lamar Jackson if the season ended today. I would give it to him. And I mean, and it's along those lines of just, even though I do feel like Baltimore would still have a puncher's chance with another quarterback because of the offense and the talent that they have, there's still just a method to his madness in terms of how he runs that offense and how he operates, in which, in my opinion, nobody could come in and duplicate what he does in terms of being a backup for him on the squad. Nobody could come in and just say, "Hey, don't worry, Lamar's out. Okay, I got it from here for a few weeks." No way, just no chance. So, that game was just, honestly, I wasn't surprised at how scoring it was, because I mean, I think we're getting to just expect that when Baltimore and Cincinnati play each other now. We expect that. Neither defense is that great, especially in their secondary. They're both trash in their secondary. So you expect both teams to get lit up, but Lamar Jackson right now, with the talent around him, particularly with Derrick Henry behind him, he's got a leg up right now. So I just I'll say this and I'll end it. I'm happy to see that he is still evolving at the quarterback position, playing at this level at the quarterback position, particularly from his arm inside the pocket. I mean, like I said, I've never seen him. He's never looked this good throwing the ball inside the pocket. He's never looked this good. And I really think that's why this offense is really taking this full leap in terms of his evolution. Well, having a Derrick Henry helps too, but I really think Lamar being able to throw the way he's done it's really kind of this evolution. Just you see it now, like Champ said, when it's getting to a point where the Cincinnati Bengals are running fourth downs, trying to convert them just to keep you off the field because they're scared as hell to play defense against you. That's all you need to know in terms of how dominant and how God tier the Baltimore Ravens offense has been. Right. So I pray all the defenses that have Baltimore left on the schedule, I'm gonna pray for. Even though that defense ain't really that much better, I'm gonna pray for each and every one of y'all too. Because I tell you what, whew, y'all got hell on your hands when you got to face them boys.
For sure. Go ahead, Maddie. Then we go to the next topic.
I mean, y'all kind of covered everything. I just want to point this out real quick about Jamar Chase. If you're looking at the 10 most fantasy points, I know it sounds weird, but the 10 most fantasy points in a game by a receiver ever, the only ones that you will see more than once in the top 10 is Jerry Rice and Jamar Chase.
Yep.
Wow.
That is some of the most elite company you could be in. And Jamar Chase, one of those games was that January game versus the Chiefs in his rookie year.
Oh yeah,
that was a crazy game.
If you're going back, I'll kind of piggyback off of Matty because I saw that they had posted like the top 10 fantasy games by wide receivers. They had posted it in the chat. Jamar Chase has a 56.6, a 54, and I think that was what 50. He has a 56, a 55, and a 54. Yeah. And this is if you're going by like if you play in leagues and you're going by like 4 point per reception, he has three 50-point games. Right. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. No, he's insane. Like
he's insane.
Also, shout out to Jerry Rice in 1990 when he took the Falcons and had 5 touchdown receptions and 60 points. I'm about to
say, like I said, bro, that shit kind of remind me of like Julio. Like
Julio game against Carolina is not a top 10 game,
and it's crazy, bro. Like,
I just want to say this because I'm looking at it right now. Will Fuller is in the top 15 for fantasy points in the game. Will Fuller.
Wow. That's crazy.
Which game was that, Matty?
That was versus Atlanta.
Yeah.
All right,
bro.
Even Roy Jefferson in 1968 when he was on the Steelers put up.
We are the kings of legacy games, bro.
Right.
Like at this point.
Hey man, let's move on, man. So we already know that the Jets they lost to the Cardinals 31-6, and also the Bears lost to the Patriots 19-3. So I just want to hear from y'all, Champ. I'm gonna start with you. Which team do you think is like the that you really disappointed in the most, the Bears or the Jets?
The Jets. The thing is this: nobody although they had all of these weapons or what have you on the offensive side of the ball, everybody knew that the weak link was two things: head coaching, the coaching staff, and that offensive line. Everybody and their mama knew that. And they knew that Caleb Williams was a rookie. He was going to have growing pains. There was going to be some growing pains involved with him at this point in time. So the thing, especially when you don't have a great offensive line or a good head coach. So, hey, there's going to be a time if they keep losing, they're going to, start looking for a new head coach. But when you talk about the Jets, who would have thought that they would have got folded up like an accordion? I mean, they don't even have a shot. And the thing is, it's just like all of this turmoil that's going on, all of it. I mean, and now it used to be where the New York Jets can hang their hat on a good defense. Now they can't even hang their hat on that anymore. just gave up over 31 points just yesterday. They haven't been the same since Robert Salem left. Mm-hmm. Some of the players on the back end are getting exposed too. Sauce Gardner comes to mind. So the team that had, and not only that, around this time last year, they were 7-6 with Zach Wilson at the helm.
Right.
So when you think about disappointment, a lot of conventional wisdom had it that the Jets were going to be in at least playoff contention if Aaron Rodgers was like at least at 60% of what he was back when he was in peak Green Bay shape. But nobody could have predicted. Not only do the coach gets fired, Aaron Rodgers not at his best. The thing you hang your hat on that defense, that's definitely not on his best. And to add major insult to injury, Mike Williams gets traded to Pittsburgh and gets a key touchdown.
The game winner.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I mean, talk about rubbing salt all in the wound.
Yeah. It's crazy. Go ahead, bro.
When it comes to that question, the answer is the Jets, because I said that the Bears are going to be trash. And some people in the preseason thought I was nuts for saying that.
People on the show too.
I didn't say that. We didn't say. See, me and Champ didn't say that, but
that's why I didn't say names.
Mm. Oh, yeah. The people that was in here in this show on the show.
Yeah, no, it's obviously the Jets. And Chip, this is where I disagree, because you were saying that we expected all of them to be in at least playoff contention. I'm sorry, majority of y'all in here said that they were going to win the AFC East.
Yeah,
I still picked Buffalo to win.
Nah, Miles is worse. Miles is worse.
Yes, you did. And I openly admit I was wrong. And that's how come I feel like they're most disappointing. Because, like I said, I thought they were going to at least be in playoff contention, if not win a division. So,
because everyone thought, Stephon Diggs is gone. That means that the Bills are going to fall off, and the Dolphins.
Yeah, they love using that. They love that.
Yeah, I still thought the Dolphins.
I still thought the Bills were going to finish. I still thought the Bills were going to finish second and make the playoffs. So
I am so happy I didn't fall for that. I'm so happy I didn't fall for that Jets Dolphins BS.
Right.
Like, I still stuck to my guns and picked Buffalo, and that's working out really well.
Wow, bro.
For sure. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, I thought the Dolphins was like that. That shit crazy. Them niggas trash. But no, yeah, it's the Jets. Okay. It's the Jets. Yeah, there's no question. Jets. They got all these weapons, and they got everything that they asked for, and they ain't doing shit. They're the Nets. They're literally the Nets. They're the Nets. All just football version. Trash.
So
we have a surprise guest
also
team.
That's disrespectful to the Nets. Like, what?
Can I say this too? Quentin Williams, that fucking hit yesterday, crazy.
Yeah,
that hit yesterday was wild. Hey.
Yeah,
bro. I saw that still photo. It made me think right back to Django. I can't see fucking shit out this thing.
Bro.
So, but hey, man, Matty, who's the most disappointing team to you, the Bears or the Jets?
Jets, because we held them to higher expectations than the Bears, and right now, the Bears and the Jets. The Bears have a better record than the Jets, and we held the Jets to a higher standard. Like, okay, it's clear cut the Jets. I mean. Even coming into the year, Chicago did have a worse coach. Like, I still stand on Robert Saleh coming into the season was one of the best coaches in the league, and like firing him made no sense. He was a scapegoat for early struggles. So then making that adjustment mid-season, it just doesn't work. Okay. It just doesn't. While the offense has been bad, it's also there's a lot of stuff that happened with this team that we can't really predict. If they had good special teams this year, they have 5 wins, and I feel if Greg Zuerlein is actually good at football,
we're talking about this Jets team still as a disappointment, but not as big of a dumpster fire as that now.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's less about the Jets, more about one of their players. Can we stop saying Devontae Adams is washed? Oh my God, I was
washed.
No. I know we don't say it here, but I was just on live, dude, and people was saying that he's not top 10. Like,
that's wild. That's wild to me.
I mean, people are not. I don't think people are necessarily trying to say that he's not top 10. But the thing is, it was an ill-advised decision to go where you thought the grass was greener, but when it was really, it was really Miss Parker's grass on Friday. I mean, you went from being.
Yeah, but
that's diabolical.
There was people in my chat that was.
That's diabolical, champ. Miss Parker grass on. That's diabolical, champ.
I mean, I am. You went from your grass being. You went from the grass being brown to it basically being Miss Parker's grass on Friday. I mean, ain't no grass on the damn yard.
Yo.
So you
Miss Parker.
It was that asphalt.
Oh, Miss Parker.
Hey, and I know somebody mentioned Mike Williams, man. Hey, shout out to Mike Williams, though, man. That's an old picture of me and him, bro.
Nice.
W.
Oh, it's crazy.
But be honest.
Oh, it's crazy.
That honestly, that's who I'm most happy for. Culture, I'm glad you showed that picture. He is the one I am most happy for, because if it was up to Aaron Rodgers, homeboy would have been traded the day after that game where Aaron Rodgers came out and said, "Oh, well, he ran the wrong route." And I'm thinking to myself, "Bitch, you still underthrew him." You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna sit there and blame that man for running the wrong route and you still underthrew him? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? The dude still had an outside shot to catch the ball. Had you hit him in the chest, he probably still would have caught the ball. And you trying to blame him for running the wrong route? I mean, bro, come on. But I mean, it's clear. But yeah, I mean, it's clearly the Jets. It's clearly the Jets because because I definitely admit I picked them to win the division because I thought I could trust their defense the most out of any other unit in that division. But you see what's going on. You see what's going on right now. I mean, you can't even be like, man, our offense ain't doing too good, but at least we know that defense gonna show up. That shit, okay. They just let Kyler Murray sun them boys yesterday. I mean, sun them. I mean, that was ugly. That was ugly. That was ugly what Kyler Murray did to those boys yesterday.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, this is one of those situations where karma gets you. And I feel like, and they're kind of, Aaron Rodgers he got everything he wanted, and look what's going on.
Exactly.
He got the coach fired. I mean, let's just keep it a buck. He got the coach fired. They got Devontae Adams for him. I mean, what more do you want? What more do you want? That should have lit a spark under you, and y'all should be playing good football. Y'all are worse. Y'all are legit worse. And it's like, we go back. I mean, PSP brings it up. It's always that thing. Like, we had it, like me, PSP champ. We had a segment with Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins. Who do we trust more coming into this season?
Kirk Cochran.
And we all said it. But at the same time, though, it's like, I look at it like, you don't have to be peak Aaron Rodgers. Just be not, and I don't even want to call it like, I don't even want to say game manager, because his mindset is not game manager. Just make enough plays. And okay.
Basically be you from 2 years ago.
Exactly. Be 2022 you. Just do that. Do that. And y'all should. He ain't even doing that. He's playing like his age. And don't get me. And I know he's coming off. He's coming off the Achilles. I understand that, but still, he's playing like his age. He's playing like his age. And now it's like.
Cause I'm like you were just winning fucking MVPs, gang. Like
I mean, yeah, you what are you? Let's see, you're what 3 years removed from winning an MVP? Your last MVP, 3 years
off of a back-to-back MVP at that.
Back to back at that. Like, I mean, it's not like you were getting up there in age and your game was dwindling. That was still the peak of your powers, winning back-to-back MVPs.
I feel like that's the most disappointing thing about this whole shit. Like,
I agree because I mean, it's not like he doesn't have offensive talent with the Jets, but that whole organization is just they're the personification of dysfunction. And I kind of hate to say they're kind of getting what they deserve, but I mean they're getting what they asked for and they're getting what they deserve. And quite frankly, I mean, it is what it is. And now not only do you suck, but now you're looking at a situation where there's going to be a lot of questions as far as like salary cap, as far as your roster, who's staying or who going.
Right.
So you probably might be in the midst of just a full on blow up because I don't see Aaron Rodgers coming back to this with his mindset and his ego. I don't see him playing next year. I see him retiring after this season with his ego. I do.
Yeah, I do too.
So it's like now it's like where do you go? Who do you draft? Who do you draft at quarterback? Which quarterback actually wants to come to your organization? so it's like what are you going to do? Who are you going to get that's going to come in and just kind of that can possibly change your franchise around? And quite frankly, I don't know. They are in that franchise is in such hell right now. I don't know who they could draft that could turn them around like instantly. This is like a 3 to 5 year like rework. They are gone. They are so gone right now. It's not even funny.
Sure is.
Yeah,
right,
Kyler Murray from yesterday, despite the fact that he was sent to the gulag.
Not the gulag.
Gulag is crazy.
But I mean, he sent him though. He sent him. I mean, what else can you say?
The gulag.
Oh man, welcome to the gulag.
I had to make that joke.
Right.
Hey, they're undefeated since Black Ops 6 came out.
Right. Right.
Yo, boys, what we dropping?
All right, y'all, man. We got like 15 more minutes. 15 more minutes left, man. So we're gonna end it out with the winners and losers for this week. Champ, real quick, who's your winner and loser for this week?
The biggest winner of this week. Let me see. Let me see you get down low. Let me see. Biggest winners for this week for me has to be the Detroit Lions. Has to be the Detroit Lions. For them to overcome not only a 16-point deficit, but 5 interceptions by your quarterback, that just spells out just destiny. You know what I mean? But you know what? I will say this. In the great words of the great Larry Zonka, whenever you go after something that is destiny kicks you right square in your behind. So always remember that. But has to be Detroit. The losers for this week, man. I gotta say, I gotta say the Jets number one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they looking about as bad as they ever have. And I gotta say Jacksonville.
Damn.
They only scored 7 points yesterday, bro. You can't. I mean,
let a team beat you with 4 field goals.
Look,
you stole.
Sam Darnold literally gave y'all the game yesterday, and you
basically, and y'all still couldn't win.
Yeah. He basically gave you the game.
Yeah, y'all still. Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
I mean, you had it checked, signed, sealed, and delivered, and you still couldn't score.
Right.
Come on, man.
Yeah. For sure. It's crazy. Hey, Brad, what's your winners and losers for this week?
I mean, definitely the Lions, but I also have to shout out the Steelers for winning a hardball game in Washington against the Commanders. Obviously being biased, but I also have to shout out my Bears for winning in Dallas for the first time since we won the Super Bowl in 2017. Love it.
Right.
But I have 3 losers. 1, the Houston Texans for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other 2 losers, I don't care that they won. Both the Vikings and the Jaguars are losers this week. That game was so bad. That game was so bad that neither team deserved to win, but one of them had to.
Mm-hmm. Cook.
Sam Darnold, 3 interceptions. Mac Jones, fumble and 2 interceptions. That game was so bad. Neither team deserved to win.
Right.
I don't care that the Vikings won. Oh, we're 7-2. It doesn't matter. Both teams are losers this week.
Got a point.
Damn.
Well, go ahead, Coach.
My winner is the Cardinals. Cardinals are in a great position right now, especially off their schedule too. They're 6-4. They look good. I can't even count. They look good.
Right.
A loser, Young Ho Koo. Simply, he lost us the fucking game. Like,
and what did I say last week?
Hey, pride comes before the fall. I even put it in my video and shouted you out when you said when I put what we lost. So sorry I ain't tag you in it, but hey man, look, I was talking mad junk last week because I just knew we was about to go into the track and take
You're
over.
talking bad shit because they just lost to the Panthers.
all of a sudden, Koo had a fucking
team that lost to the Panthers.
Koo had a foot ache. All of a sudden, to
Yeah.
a team that just lost their fucking coach.
Like, did you beat us head to head? Yes, but what is the one thing that we did that y'all couldn't? We beat the Saints.
Aints.
That's crazy. That's tough. BRF, man, go ahead, man. Winning and losing for this week, real quick.
My biggest winner is Mike Williams.
Okay.
My biggest winner is Mike Williams to basically be one of the scapegoats as far as like the Jets. Like I said, that pass he dropped, pass he dropped in that game, and Aaron Rodgers basically putting you on blast in front of the national media. And then to go out there and catch what was essentially the game-winning touchdown for Pittsburgh in that win against Washington. So, I definitely he's my biggest one, and I can definitely give out an honorable mention to. I can give out an honorable mention to Detroit, Arizona Cardinals as well. Those are definitely 2 teams that definitely get honorable mentions. But we ain't said them yet, y'all. We ain't said them yet, and I'll be more than happy to say it. The Dallas Cowboys are fucking trash.
Oh, speaking of which, actually 4 losers. Jerry Jones, fuck you.
I don't throw the F word out much on the podcast, but the Dallas Cowboys are horrible. That game was the if there was a picture, if there was a picture in the dictionary of the word quit. That was the Dallas Cowboys yesterday. They folded it up.
Bro,
that was it. They are done. That was it.
The Eagles got so disrespectful, they literally put Kenny Pickett in the whole quarter.
And he was making throws, bro. That's the thing. Kenny Pickett was making throws.
I'm like, bro, this is not like the last three minutes. The whole fucking quarter.
You know what I'm saying? Kenny Pickett went out there dinking and dunking. Kenny Pickett was making throws, bro. That's how disrespectful they were yesterday. That was horrible. The Dallas Cowboys had one less. Me and Brad were talking about this yesterday. 2 things. The first one, the Dallas Cowboys had one less turnover than they had points. 5 turnovers to 6 points. And Broad took it up a notch yesterday. 5 turnovers to 2 scoring plays, 2 field goals.
Also, since we're talking about the Eagles-Cowboys game, I'm not going to talk too much trash because there were some like Cooper Rush plays like that long throw to CeeDee Lamb. If it was Dak, he would have made that throw. But shout out to the rookie corner duo of Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell for straight.
They ate them boys up.
Y'all were saying that he's a top 3 wide receiver. Oh, but he didn't have his quarterback. Yeah, well, he got strapped up by 2 rookies.
Now with all due respect, it's easy to get strapped up when Cooper Rush is your quarterback.
Yeah.
But I don't. But honestly though, I don't think Dak Prescott would have mattered yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
I don't think he would have mattered yesterday. The Eagles just dominated them from the kickoff, and it was just and shoot. Yesterday you had Harrison getting all mad because Saquon couldn't hit his 91 point whatever yards or whatever. He couldn't hit his over. He couldn't hit his over.
I need Saquon to score a touchdown. Do I look like Nick Sirianni to you?
Boy, like man. That was just if that was ever the definition of a BTA football game, that was what Philly did to Dallas yesterday. Like, just can we annex the Dallas Cowboys from the NFL after the performance? Can we annex them? Like, that was embarrassing.
Let's stop talking about them now.
Also, wait.
We need to, like, I don't want to talk about them anymore this year.
Exactly.
I don't.
And it kills me. It kills me. Like with First Take, they always want to talk about the fuck as much as they
when we beat them the week before, it was all about Dallas and not about the Falcons having their best pressure game against the Dallas Cowboys. And here's Philly running. I'm not gonna say that. That's a little too explicit. But I'm just gonna say they beat them. They beat them for the sake of a better term. They beat them down yesterday. But yet we're talking about. But yet it's Dallas. It's Dallas and how bad they're struggling. Like, no, Philly put a whooping on these boys. Talk about the Philadelphia Eagles building momentum towards the playoffs. That's what we need to be talking about after a game like this. Not the Dallas Cowboys going into the offseason looking to tank. I don't care.
Exactly. And shout out to Cam Newton too, because Cam Newton said that shit on his podcast with the 4th and 1 or whatever. Yeah, and he was like, I get that. Oh, they're the American team, but I don't get it because it's like, bro, why do we stay talking about why can't we talk about the actual best teams in the league?
No, America's team is Navy or Army. Shout out to cadets. But how
they ain't nothing without copper
an extension now.
Exactly. We are. It's like we hold the Cowboys to this when they ain't won a damn ring or been to a Super Bowl in the 2000s.
Dallas ain't been America's team since 1996.
My mom and my dad weren't even married yet the last time that they won the Super Bowl. But also one last thing. Howie, sign Zach Bond to an extension now.
Yeah, because Zach Bond balling. Whoa, that boy good. That boy good.
Another one of New Orleans trash that we turn into a treasure.
Zach Bond is good.
Yeah.
And also, another thing that I said recently, another guarantee in life: death, taxes, Ezekiel Elliott fumbles the football.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. All right, y'all, man. That includes the end of the show. Champ, any last words before we head out?
Hey, always a privilege, a pleasure, and an honor in order to share the stage with some of the greatest talent ever. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for inviting me on the show. Hey, the real Monday Night Raw, the Throwdown podcast. Hey, you know what, man? I caught something on here, but look, BRF is my guy. I don't never hear him curse, even in the worst situations. But when you hear him say the hard 4-letter words, you know some shit to win.
Bruh, I mean, just and you're right.
Yeah, that shit did catch my eye. I'm like, damn, BRF cousin?
Yeah, when he curse, you know some stuff that went all the way. You know some stuff that he really hit.
Oh yeah. When I Champ, no, if I cuss, something on my mind.
I don't know if this is saying or not. I probably might just be making this up, but the Cowboys are so trash they couldn't sell shit on a stick.
Damn. Wow. Also, rest in peace to not only John Robinson from the USC Trojans and the LA Rams. But also, look, rest in peace to Tony Todd. Tony Todd. You don't know who that is. That's the man who scared the hell out of all of us as children, the Candyman.
And death from Final Destination.
Yeah, and also before we forget, he played Darkseid. He voiced over Darkseid as well. So and you know, when you talk about iconic voices, man, it doesn't get any better than Tony Todd, man. So Tony Todd was definitely, you know, one of those iconic characters. And you know, like I said, the man who scared the hell out of us in the black community as kids. So you know, so hey,
wasn't getting up again in the mirror saying that 5 times, no chance.
Hey, but you know, he taught us a valuable lesson. Keep my name out your mouth, or I won't come see you.
All right, Brian, any last words?
Man, you know, always another fun show, cracking jokes, talking sports. But, you know, we them birds. How about them birds, baby? See you all Thursday.
Good.
How about
Coach,
them birds?
Go ahead, Coach.
You know, man, Blueprint Podcast, you know, every Tuesday. Y'all go tune in. You know, you can look me up. Look me up on Google me. You know what the deal is. And, yeah, man. Hey, Georgia. Lock the fuck in. This Saturday, lock.
Y'all see who y'all quarterback is, right?
In. Yes, I know. Lock the fuck in.
Respectfully.
Saturday, boy.
Man, culture.
Tennessee not playing, bro. Lock the fuck in, please.
Man, culture about to DM Cavender and tell her man.
I know what Cuz gonna do, but I need everybody else lock the fuck in, man. Simple.
Thanks.
For sure. BRF, any last words?
No, wait, I'll say, yeah, it's hey Brandon, come on, man. You know I always gotta shout you out when you invite me to do the throwdown with you, man. I always have a blast on this. Broad, always have a blast cutting up with you. And of course, my 706 brother champ, I always enjoy with him and Culture. Man, I love talking Falcons. I love talking sports with you. My young brother, man, I love this. And special announcement from myself. I got to plug myself. I got to shout out Mr. Watson with the Sports For You podcast. Tomorrow night, I will be making my debut on the Sports For You podcast. So I'm gonna need folks to go check that out. I will be making my debut on the Sports For You podcast. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. And also, I got to give a shout out to the Takedown. I got to give a shout out to Elijah, and I got to give a shout out to CJ. They will be back. Normally that's my show on Tuesdays, but I already let them know I'm doing the Sports For You. But if y'all please check out those boys at the Takedown. They always have good content. They always have good wrestling content. It's always a good show. I enjoy doing that with them. I'm gonna be back on with them next week. So definitely shout out to them. And yeah, like I said, it's always a pleasure getting on here talking with y'all. And I can't leave without my slogan. A topic I thought about. It's a topic I talked about. Y'all holla at your boy.
Yes, sir. Man, for all the people here, make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Until next time, I'll see y'all Wednesday for the Nasty Basketball Show, 7 Eastern time on Wednesday nights. See y'all then, man. Peace out.